Most people think life doesn't change because luck isn't on their side, but the truth runs much deeper. Every moment you settle for less than you truly deserve, you are quietly teaching the world how to treat you. It is not about what you say or what you claim to want. It is about what you allow to enter your life. Your energy, your tolerance, becomes a mirror, reflecting back the standard you hold for yourself. Until that standard rises, nothing in the outside world can shift. The surprising part is how subtle this can be. You might be chasing success, love, or peace with all your effort, yet life feels like it slips further away. The problem is not in your ambition, it is in your negotiation with yourself. Every compromise, every silent permission for less, is a hidden contract that shapes the experiences you call in. The moment you stop giving in to what does not honor your worth, life begins to respond in ways that feel effortless, as if the universe itself leans closer to recognize the energy you radiate. In this video, 7 lessons from the timeless wisdom of Gautama Buddha will guide you to a quiet but powerful shift. This is not about chasing self-love, a concept worn thin by repetition, but about cultivating deep self-respect that aligns every part of your being. By the end, you will see how inner alignment acts like a hidden current, pulling the right people, opportunities, and experiences naturally toward you. This is the first step in transforming your reality without struggle, by simply adjusting the standard you hold for yourself. Lesson 1. What you chase, you put above yourself. When you spend your energy chasing things, whether it is success, validation, love, or recognition, you may feel motivated, but in reality, you are quietly diminishing your own presence. Every pursuit sends a subtle message. The thing you are running after is more important than you are. This is not about failure or rejection. It is about misalignment. Life is not punishing you. It is simply reflecting back the priority you have placed. When you elevate what is outside over what is inside, you sacrifice your own peace and clarity. Think of it like running after a shadow. No matter how fast you move, it keeps slipping ahead, just out of reach. Now imagine standing in the sunlight, allowing yourself to simply exist in that light. The shadow still exists, but it no longer dictates your movement. Chasing is like running after that shadow, while standing in your own light is aligning with your true self. The moment you stop chasing, you shift from a state of lack to a state of inner power. You no longer push desperately to grab what is fleeting. Instead, you create a magnetic presence that draws what belongs to you naturally, without force. Take a moment to reflect on your own life. What have you been pursuing, giving it more importance than your own sense of calm, balance, and self-worth? Perhaps it is approval at work, attention in relationships, or external validation to feel worthy. Chasing these things from a place of lack only leads to frustration, exhaustion, and disconnection from yourself. The first Buddhist-inspired lesson reminds us that your inner peace is sacred and non-negotiable. When you honor yourself first and stop putting external things above your own being, life begins to respond differently. You stop being pushed by circumstances and instead attract the right opportunities, people, and experiences into your life effortlessly. Your alignment becomes your most powerful force. Lesson 2. You don't attract what you want. You allow what feels familiar. Most people believe that if they want something badly enough, or if they visualize it long enough, they will attract it into their lives. But the truth is far subtler. Life rarely hands us what we desire. It mirrors what we are already aligned with. Emotional patterns, habits, and inner beliefs create an invisible framework, guiding the experiences that show up again and again. If pain, disappointment, or conflict feels familiar, it will keep returning, not because you deserve it, but because your inner world is still accepting it as normal. The external world is simply reflecting what your mind has already set as home. Imagine your mind as a home, A home doesn't invite strangers randomly, it welcomes the familiar. If the rooms are cluttered with old fears, unresolved anger, or self-doubt, then every visitor, situation, or opportunity that arrives will resonate with that same energy. Joy and ease may knock at your door, but without preparation, you will not recognize it. Instead, the patterns that feel known continue to inhabit your life. This is why some people seem to attract repeated cycles of frustration or toxic relationships, even when they genuinely desire something better. It is not punishment, it is simply familiarity at work. Transformation begins when you consciously raise your internal standard and cultivate self-respect. Self-respect is not about ego or pride, it is about creating an inner environment that only allows what aligns with your highest well-being. By refusing to tolerate what is harmful or limiting, you shift the gravitational pull of your life. You stop repeating old patterns, and instead, you create a space that naturally invites experiences that feel genuinely good, nourishing, and harmonious. Pause for a moment and reflect. What patterns in your life feel familiar but are actually lowering your sense of peace and worth? What old habits, thoughts, or choices keep returning because they feel known rather than good? The second Buddhist-inspired lesson reminds us that true change is not about chasing what we desire. It is about clearing space within ourselves, cultivating self-respect, and allowing a reality that reflects our true inner standard. When you do this, life stops repeating old cycles and begins to respond to the new energy you carry. Lesson 3. Silence reveals your real power. Many people think that being quiet or still means hiding, doing nothing, or missing opportunities. But silence is far from weakness. It is a mirror that reflects the true nature of your inner power. Often, people fill the air with words, explanations, or constant activity because they feel unseen, unheard, or insecure. Talking becomes a way to prove their value, to demand recognition, or to control how others perceive them. Yet this effort, no matter how intense, rarely generates respect or genuine influence. It is the noise of insecurity disguising itself as action. True power does not need a stage. Presence is quiet, confident, and unshakable. It does not seek validation or applause because it exists independently of external recognition. Like the sun, which never announces itself but naturally draws attention and life toward it, authentic presence radiates influence without effort. When you stop performing for others, when you stop filling every moment with words and explanations, a remarkable shift occurs. People begin to notice not the act of being seen, but the calm authority of someone who is completely aligned with themselves. Silence is not emptiness, it is a signal of confidence, clarity, and self-respect. Ask yourself this: if you stop trying to be noticed, who would you become? What would happen if you allowed your actions, energy, and presence to speak for themselves, instead of constantly justifying your existence to the world? In that silence, layers of insecurity peel away, and you begin to see your true self. This lesson is not about withdrawing from life, but about learning to inhabit your space fully, without seeking approval. It is about understanding that your real influence is hidden in stillness, in the quiet confidence of someone who does not need to compete for attention. When you embrace silence, you stop reacting to the noise around you and start responding from a place of power, clarity, and self-respect. The third Buddhist-inspired lesson reminds us that life does not respond to performance, but to alignment. True transformation occurs not when you strive to be noticed, but when you discover the quiet authority within yourself. The more comfortable you become with your own silence, the more magnetic your presence becomes, and the more life aligns with the strength you have quietly cultivated. In learning to value silence, you reveal a power that words alone could never express, a power that commands respect simply by being. Lesson 4. Control is just fear in disguise. Most people spend their lives trying to control things they can never fully hold. We obsess over relationships, over our future, over what others think of us, thinking that control will protect us from disappointment. But this constant need to manage outcomes is not strength, it is fear dressed up as action. Every time you try to dictate life, what you are really signaling is that you do not trust the flow of events, and most importantly, that you do not trust yourself. Control is the mind's way of avoiding uncertainty. It is the fear of loss pretending to be discipline. You check messages repeatedly, plan scenarios endlessly, or replay conversations in your head, hoping for a sense of safety. Yet this effort only amplifies anxiety and keeps you trapped in the illusion that you can prevent what is meant to happen. Ironically, the more you cling, the more life slips through your fingers. True power lies not in holding on tighter, but in understanding that life responds to stability, presence, and inner alignment, not manipulation or force. Letting go is not giving up, and it is not weakness. It is the quiet assertion that you are complete regardless of outcomes. When you release the illusion of control, you discover a calm center that cannot be shaken by external chaos. You begin to see that inner stability comes from trusting yourself, from knowing that even if life does not go exactly as planned, you are capable of handling it. This is the essence of self-respect in action, a recognition that your value and peace are not contingent on circumstances, people, or results. Imagine the freedom of living without the constant need to manage every detail, without the invisible weight of fear dictating your choices. You start to make decisions not from anxiety, but from clarity. You respond to life rather than react out of fear. By letting go, you allow life to move naturally while staying grounded, centered, and fully present. This Buddhist-inspired lesson reveals a profound truth. Control is never about mastering the world. It is about facing your own fears and proving to yourself that you are strong enough to trust life, trust others, and most importantly, trust the person you are becoming. Lesson 5. The way you treat yourself becomes your reality. The words you speak to yourself are not harmless thoughts floating in your mind. They are the blueprint of your life. Every inner statement, every self-judgment, every little critique you whisper or shout inwardly begins to shape your emotional identity, which in turn dictates your life patterns. Your life does not respond to your goals, your ambitions, or your plans. It responds to the tone of your inner voice. If that voice is harsh, critical, or doubtful, your reality will reflect the same tension and limitation. Consider how self-criticism quietly seeps into every corner of your life. When you constantly judge yourself for not being enough, not doing enough, or not achieving enough, you train your mind to tolerate mediocrity and accept disappointment. You begin to unconsciously settle for situations, people, and experiences that reinforce the inner narrative of inadequacy. This is why toxic tolerance becomes a natural byproduct of self-disrespect. If you speak to yourself with impatience, anger, or doubt, your life will mirror that tone through repeated patterns of frustration, rejection, and unfulfillment. The truth is, change begins internally. Before you attempt to change your circumstances, relationships, or opportunities, you must first examine how you are treating the most important person in your life, you. Start by observing your inner dialogue. Notice the words that loop endlessly in your mind. Are they encouraging or undermining? Are they aligned with the value you deserve, or do they subtly lower your standards? The shift is subtle, but profound. When you choose to speak to yourself with kindness, respect, and gentle honesty, you begin to retrain your emotional identity. Your brain starts accepting a new baseline, one where your peace, happiness, and worth are non-negotiable. Imagine responding to life from this new internal tone. You are no longer the person who tolerates disrespect, anxiety, or dissatisfaction because your mind refuses to feed on negativity. Opportunities start to align with your new standard, relationships respond to your renewed presence, and challenges feel more like invitations than threats. The inner respect you cultivate becomes a magnet for external alignment. You begin to realize that your reality is not an external series of random events. It is a reflection of the energy, tone, and care you give to yourself internally. This lesson is a wake-up call. The way you treat yourself silently orchestrates your entire life. It is not about arrogance or self-centeredness. It is about the quiet, consistent practice of honoring your own mind, heart, and spirit. When your inner voice speaks with clarity, compassion, and conviction, your outer world follows suit. Treat yourself as the most valuable person you know, and life will start showing up to mirror that value in ways you could never have imagined. Your reality is not just built by what you do, it is shaped every day by how you speak to yourself. Lesson 6. Peace is not passive, it's a decision. Most people think peace is something that happens when life slows down or problems disappear. They imagine that peace is passive, a quiet state that arrives on its own when circumstances are favorable. The truth is the opposite. Peace is an active discipline, a deliberate choice that requires training your mind to focus, prioritize, and remain steady amidst life's chaos. It is not the absence of problems, it is mastery over how you respond to them. Every thought you entertain, every comparison you make, every time you replay past mistakes or worry about the future, you are quietly stirring your own storm. Chaos is often self-created, not imposed by the world. Consider your mind as a lake. When it is still, when attention is carefully directed, it reflects reality with clarity. You see the sky mirrored on its surface, the beauty of your surroundings, and the calm in your own heart. But when the mind is busy, restless, or overthinking, it becomes like a disturbed lake, tossing and churning, reflecting nothing but shadows and confusion. Overthinking, comparing yourself to others, replaying past events, or worrying about what might come, all these habits are like throwing stones into the lake of your mind. The clearer your inner water, the more truth and clarity you perceive, and the more peace becomes a tangible reality in your life. Peace is a choice you make every day by taking control of your attention. You cannot control the outside world, but you can decide where to place your focus, what to believe, and which thoughts to nurture. Every moment you allow your mind to drift toward fear, resentment, or distraction, you lose a little control over your inner climate. But every time you deliberately refocus on presence, understanding, and alignment, you reclaim that power. This discipline does not happen once, it is a daily, active practice. The mind that is trained to return to clarity again and again builds a foundation of unshakable peace that no external circumstance can undermine. Choosing peace also means deciding what you will tolerate mentally and emotionally. You do not have to engage with every irritation, every drama, or every comparison. By consciously choosing to let go of what does not serve your clarity, you strengthen your inner stability. The calm mind becomes a lens through which life is seen clearly, and through that lens, opportunities, relationships, and insights reveal themselves with far greater ease. You begin to understand that peace is not a reward for enduring life, it is the skill of mastering life from within. This lesson reveals that peace is not a luxury, a passive state, or a byproduct of circumstances. It is an intentional act, a conscious choice, and an ongoing practice of directing your attention toward clarity, balance, and alignment. The moment you decide to cultivate peace actively, your life begins to shift. The storms around you may continue, but the lake within you remains clear, reflecting the vast sky of possibility and serenity that has always been your true nature. Lesson 7. You can't become new while holding your old identity. Most people want change. They want better habits, better relationships, more success, and inner peace. Yet despite their efforts, real transformation often feels just out of reach. The reason is simple, but rarely acknowledged. You cannot become a new version of yourself while clinging to your old identity. True growth is not about adding new skills, reading more books, or setting bigger goals. Transformation starts from within, from letting go of who you once believed you were and stepping fully into the version of yourself that is capable, worthy, and free. Take a moment to reflect on your life. How many decisions are still being guided by the person you used to be, not the person you are becoming? The version of you who craved validation, feared judgment, or tolerated disrespect is often still in charge, quietly influencing choices, relationships, and behaviors. You may think you have moved on, but as long as that old identity is calling the shots, your growth will always be limited. You are not stuck because you lack effort or desire. You are stuck because you are loyal to who you used to be. Loyalty to an outdated self prevents you from stepping fully into your true potential. Imagine trying to wear shoes that are 3 sizes too small. No matter how much you run, stretch, or force your feet into them, comfort and freedom are impossible. Your old identity is like those shoes. It may have served you at one point in your life, protecting you or helping you survive, but it no longer fits your present reality. The moment you cling to it, every step forward is uncomfortable, every decision is constrained, and every attempt at change feels like a struggle. Transformation requires letting go, releasing the stories, habits, fears, and self-images that no longer serve the person you are becoming. This is where the power of self-awareness meets courage. To shed your old identity, you must first recognize it. Look closely at your thoughts, your patterns, and your reactions. Ask yourself which parts of you are acting from fear, insecurity, or past conditioning. Then, take a deliberate step toward your new self. Decide that your inner dialogue, your choices, and even your presence in the world will align with the version of you that is capable, confident, and aligned with your highest values. This is not a temporary effort. It is an ongoing commitment to act from who you are becoming, not who you once were. Transformation is impossible if you continue to give power to your old identity. You cannot build a new reality, cultivate new relationships, or create a life of meaning while honoring the version of yourself that no longer serves you. True freedom and growth come from consciously stepping into your new self, leaving behind what is outdated, and embracing the possibilities that emerge when your thoughts, actions, and identity are fully aligned. You are not stuck, not powerless, and not limited. The only barrier is the loyalty to a version of yourself that no longer fits. Release it, and watch the new life that has always been waiting for you finally unfold. Take a moment to pause and breathe. You don't need more effort, more pushing, or more struggle. What you truly need is alignment. Everything you have been seeking outside yourself, validation, success, peace, has always been within reach, but you were looking in the wrong direction. Life is not holding you back. Nothing is missing. Everything that has felt incomplete or unsatisfying has been a reflection of what you believed you deserved. Ask yourself this: what if your life hasn't been testing your patience or strength, but simply mirroring the boundaries you have set for yourself? Every moment, every encounter, every challenge has been a teacher, quietly showing you the standards you have been willing to accept. The shift isn't in trying harder, it's in stepping into alignment with your own value, in respecting your worth without negotiation, without compromise. Stop proving yourself to the world. Start embodying the life, mindset, and presence that already belong to you. The moment you truly respect yourself, life stops testing you. It stops pushing and pulling, waiting for validation or demanding proof. Instead, it meets you. And here is the deepest truth, inspired by the teachings of Gautama Buddha. You were never meant to earn your worth. Your value was never created, it was always present. Transformation is not about becoming enough. It is about remembering that you always were. When you awaken to this inner completeness, everything outside simply falls into place. You are not chasing, struggling, or searching anymore. You are home within yourself. And from this place, the life you have always wanted is no longer a dream, it is your reality.